My name is Julia Bates. I designed a better meditation cushion because I needed one. So I now have a meditation posture cushion company called Mello. My very first time coming to Geekdom was actually during Entrepreneur Week, and I sat in and listened to Deborah give a talk on IP. A couple months later, I noticed that there's another event at Geekdom, thinking it's going to be something like that, but it's going to be something about Startup Week, like maybe a little talk about what Startup Week is. And I thought I registered. I actually registered for Startup Week, but I didn't register for Startup Weekend, which was actually what was happening Friday night. And I get here, and it didn't look like anything that I understood what was I didn't understand what was happening. And I went to go say, I'm registered, and the guy's like, you're not registered. And I'm like, oh, I'm registered.
So the first time that I met Julia Bates was actually at Startup Weekend. It was really funny because I was at the back of the door. I was kind of holding the door, so that way we didn't have anybody that wasn't involved in Startup Weekend walk in during the pitch part of our competitions, where everybody goes on stage, shares their idea that they're going to try and get buy-in on from the team to see if it actually becomes one of the team formation ideas. And Julia kind of walked in, this was during Startup Week, and thought it was a different event. And so I was kind of talking to her at the door, one of those things where it's like kind of half open, and I was like, okay, who are you? And like, what are you trying to do? And then I invited her in, and then I explained to her what it was, and she was like, oh, well, I actually have like this kind of cool idea that I made this thing for my daughter, and this would be kind of fun to do. And I was like, well, come on in.
And he said, everybody here is kind of like on edge. Why don't you go ahead and do like 5 minutes? Can you do 5 minutes of meditation? And I was like, yeah, dream job. Yeah, I'll jump. So there was about 100 people there. It was pretty packed that night. I did my little, 5 minute, calm yourself down kind of a thing. And then as I walked off, they said, there's beer over there, there's sandwiches over there, have a seat, you might have an idea. And I was like, I don't have any idea what's happening right now. Like, I don't even know what you guys are doing.
Come in and pitch, and I wound up spotting her and paying for her ticket to do it and just experience it. I said, just come in, I got you, like, let's go. And so she went up on stage, just stepped right into this world she knew nothing about, pitched her idea of the Mello, what would become the Mello cushion, and everybody loved it and just started kind of forming around her, and she became one of the teams, and she was off to the races.
About a year or so before, my daughter, who had been really ill all through her teenage years. Back when she was in high school, she was really ill, and I knew that I could help her with some of her symptoms by teaching her to meditate. She was very debilitated due to her illness. She was in a wheelchair for part of it, really struggling. We'd have to put pillows up underneath her just to get her to sit upright. We started ordering different cushions, and I started hacking them. I found one particular design that I thought would work for her, only it wasn't right. I made it better. All my friends and neighbors and people who would come by would see it and say, what is that? And I'd say, well, it's this meditation cushion I kind of hacked for Corey. And they would sit on it and go, this is really cool. And I say, well, it's not exactly what I want, but I finally found some foam and a person to make the size the way I wanted it. I actually kind of thought about it even for a couple weeks, and I thought, I don't know how to start a business. I really want to teach meditation. The thing I figured out during that weekend was the most important thing was people didn't necessarily want to talk to me very much about meditation. It was still not something that people talked a lot about back then. But once they sat on the cushion and they sat upright and they kind of sat in that position, they would look at me and go, now tell me more about this meditation thing that you do. Every single person. And they probably had to be 40, 50 people that weekend who sat on that easily, not more. Anyway, that over the weekend, happened, and I got up in front of people with their eyes open, and and I pitched my idea. And with my crew, they were amazing. I knew hardly anything. They all just jumped in and helped. I wasn't quite sure where that was going to go from there, but I did get I think 3 months of Geekdom membership, time with a lawyer, a few other perk kind of things. So I thought, I'll just give this a try and see what this is really about. I just got this great education and a bunch of great friends, and I just learned about what everybody else was doing. The stuff that's going on here is just phenomenal. I've met some of the most incredible, creative, amazing, smart, innovative people I think I've ever met in my life. And yeah.
When we talk about be helpful here at Geekdom, it's like pretty much our number one core value is be helpful. When I'm explaining to people what that means, or if people come to me and say, John, how do I be helpful? I always bring up Julia. The reason why is because as a non-techie, she came here and she wanted to give back. And the way that she did that was hosting her mindful meditations here at Geekdom every Friday afternoon. And she just wanted to do something for the community, and it was awesome.
The future is bright for Mello, and I'm excited about it, and I know I need my tribe to make that happen. I just want to make sure that everybody at Geekdom knows Mello would not be Mello without Geekdom. Thank you for your friendship, your guidance, your shoulders, your amazing hugs, your smiles, and you're like, you can do this. No, I can't. Yes, you can. You can do this. There were days when I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to pull this off. And there's not one person here who didn't believe that I could do it. And you all made me feel that way. So